welcome to the Yerky Boys. May the Kandrona shine and strengthen you. My name is Will.
My name is Jonathan.
And we are the
Yerky Boys.
With a very special episode. Sort of special. Only the third time we've done it special.
Wow, that's special.
It's kind of special.
This is, we just came off of our Season 3 wrap-up. And we're not quite ready to move on to the next book. We have a little grace period here.
Yeah, we got to take a bit of a break.
You take a bit of a break. It's a special episode because big Yerky Boys fans will recall that we once got the one and only K.A. Applegate on the show. Mm-hmm. Not the current incarnation of her, but a younger version of K.A.
Right, the version who was writing these books in the late 90s.
Yes, and she walked us through some Q&A material that was originally published on the internet back in the late 90s. She was answering fan questions, and we got her on the pod to read through those answers for us again today. Mm-hmm. You know, for her, it's the first time she's giving them. She doesn't know that it's the same answer she'll give to a question later. Right. There's some strange time loops going on with all of this, but it'll work itself out. Is it the time matrix or? Well, last time I know you were juicing that time matrix up. I did try to get the Drode involved. I'm not sure how much meddling may have been done this time. I think it might have turned out worse if we had just gone with one method. Might have worked a bit better, but I think it might have gotten a little confused. So then... Some droding, some time matrixing. So the Drode was involved? Well, he said he was, but I don't know what he did. Okay, well... I did end up using that time matrix, but I just don't know. I can't account. Now that this episode is thoroughly incomprehensible to all listeners... This could be an evil K.A. Applegate. I think it's okay to say that this is a follow-up episode. We have brought her back, Young K.A. from the 90s, the author of the Animorphs book series. Here she is. She's with us today. K.A., are you there? Are you with us? Do you read us?
I think so.
Wow. There she is.
Hello?
There she is in the flesh. Hi.
I sure am fleshy.
Do you read us, K.A.? Oh, she does.
I do.
She reads that. Kind of funny because every week on the show, we read your work. We read you.
Haha.
And now you're reading us.
Yes, that is happening, isn't it?
Now, we're so grateful, Kay, that you agreed to come back. Of course, originally the plan, like our original episodes, was to all be in person together. That didn't happen. Because Will fucked it up. I think it was the Drode's fault. Sure. Yeah, mostly Will fucked things up. So listen, I was doing my best with the Drode, and there was some things happened. Yeah. It's not my fault. As long as listeners need to understand that it is his fault. I think that they should understand, though, that I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. But he did, and so that's why we're remote. So if there's any audio issues, I just want to, because for K.A., she's from the 90s. This kind of communication is new to her.
Oh, yes.
And I don't mean to be condescending by talking about the woman in the room as if she's not here. But she is, like, compared to us, just not her fault, but because she's from the past, she is objectively, in a way, dumber than us.
So that's
I'm just trying to, I'm trying to be sensitive to her needs.
How kind.
Yeah. Would you consider John a sensitive man, K.A.?
Well, my mother always told me something about sensitive men. I don't remember it now, though.
Okay. Well, we don't need to get into.
Yeah. We don't want to get vulgar on the podcast.
And last time we established that we could call you Kath, right?
Oh, I can't recall.
Yeah, I remember you agreed. You thought Kath was cool.
Yes.
That was sort of like our nickname for you.
Oh, yes.
Right.
See, I like how agreeable you are.
I try.
That's great. Well, okay, we're here to, like I said, we finished book 35 or 36. What did we close on?
35 and also Visser.
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah, Visser, which is a big one. Now, of course, you still don't know, I don't think, how much longer the series is going to go.
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah, no. This is an unknown at this point.
But, and we're going to try not to, again, give you any spoilers for reality. Because we don't want to butterfly effect any shit here. Do you know about Ashton Kutcher, K.A.?
I don't know.
No, you haven't seen that 70s show, huh? That's probably on, right?
I think it is, right? Right,
Well,
K.A.?
K.A. is not really a TV.
I'm a little too busy writing, you know.
Okay, well.
You prefer Star Trek.
Exactly.
and the way you said that kind of sounded, I don't know, sounded like you're bragging.
Do you have an issue with me writing these books?
No, we love them. We love them.
Thought.
Yeah, we even like the ones that a lot of people don't like, but maybe that will come up. We'll see. I don't want to, give anything away before we start getting into the official cues.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know that it does come up.
That's fine. Well, I think maybe we'll intersperse.
I think we probably will.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that people will say that things are interspersed, but rarely does anyone say, I'm going to intersperse something.
I feel like there's a reason.
It's not usually an active verb.
For that.
Well, you're the writer, K.A. What's the reason?
It sounds stupid.
There you have it, folks. John sounds stupid.
Well,
from K.A. Applegate herself.
But you would agree, K.A., that Will sounds also pretty stupid.
I don't know. You both really sound very similar to me.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. Well,
I can accept that for now.
That's probably a time juice issue.
Oh yes, delicious time juice.
More like a Drode issue, if I had to guess. Well, we're going to be going through. I mean, I don't know. You're leading this circus, so you're going to decide from which months these questions are asked. But we'll put a link in the show notes so people can find these questions online, because we're using these as a baseline, and the current old K.A. is going to read the young K.A. that's new.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. It's less confusing than some of the summaries I had to read this season.
But there's going to be a lot of insight into the Animorphs series, specifically, I think, from season 3. Is that right?
Yeah. So I figured I know last time we didn't really finish the questions. We didn't get that far because we can't help ourselves. But I figured we would try to restrict ourselves to things from season 3 here. So starting in November 98 and then potentially getting all the way to October of 99, although I have a feeling we're not going to get that far.
Yeah, and we're going to say this right now. If you like K.A. Applegate and you want to support her, then there's going to be a whole other bonus episode with K.A. only on the Patreon.
You should also buy my books.
And K.A., please, you will have an opportunity to plug at the end. At the end of the show, okay?
Fine.
It's tasteless. Patreon.com/the to hear more K.A. Applegate from the past today.
Now, to be fair, we usually plug at the beginning and the end, so I don't know that you can really.
But it's our show.
About my books.
The guests plug at the end. Yeah, the whole show is plugging your damn books, so show a little gratitude.
Perhaps you should show me a little gratitude.
I did. Remember? I said thank you, I think. I might have even said we're grateful.
Maybe.
I don't remember that. We should get into the questions, though, because as we know, whether it be Drode fuckery or time juice, we don't have an unlimited amount of time with K.A. because we are messing with the space-time continuum.
Right. Yeah.
Every time we do one of these episodes, like another Hitler is born somewhere. It's a whole thing.
Right. Well, that's why we have the first one. But unfortunately, listeners to this podcast will know about Second Hitler by the time it comes out. It's
What about
the price you
Second
got to
Hitler?
pay.
Yeah, and it's worth it. We call that the Drode tax.
The Drode tax. I like that.
So let's get. I mean, can we get into it? Are we ready?
I am.
Yeah. Let's get into it. So we can start off in November of '98 here, and this is going to be in the month after Hork-Bajir Chronicles and Book 23 were released. So getting right into it here. Now K.A. is looking at some of these questions along with us. If you would like to scroll down to the second question here. Yeah. So I'll read it for the listeners here. Dear K.A. Applegate, I am a very big fan of Animorphs. My brother.
We should just establish again. I feel like this is confusing.
You're just making it worse now.
I'm very confused.
I think people just maybe don't understand. These are questions from the past,
right?
That they aren't questions from us. We're asking questions that fans of Animorphs in the 90s asked. So I just want that to be clear.
Yes. This is already clear to anyone who listened to the older episodes, which is everyone, because everyone is listening to the show as intended in the order of release.
Probably the people who are listening to this, you're right, did listen to the. It's a small number, but yeah, those are the freaks who listen to everything.
5 of them.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
All right. Dear K.A. Applegate, I'm a very big fan of Animorphs. My brother, when he was only in 4th grade, got me hooked on them. I was in 7th grade at the time. I've been reading your books since then. Now I'm in the 9th grade, and I am still reading your books. I think they're great. My friend is hooked on them too. She borrows my books and my brother's books. We sometimes buy each other the books. We'll alternate on who spends our allowances on the books. Usually it's me, since I don't have the patience to wait for my lazy brother to buy them. I can't wait to read the next one. You know what? I think that the other Animorphs readers must be very close readers if they ever found mistakes in any of your books. There was one girl whose letter I've read at the webpage, and she said something about the Animorphs getting money for Taco Bell. That was something I totally overlooked. That was strange, though, how the kids got money when they were flies. They're very good readers. I have not yet purchased the Hork-Bajir Chronicles. Are they about the lives of the 2 Hork-Bajir that the Animorphs have rescued? I've noticed that some of the Animorphs fans want a Yeerk, Pemelite, or Lyran Chronicles. Would you ever write books on these aliens? In my opinion, I think there should be another book on aliens who we've not heard much about. We know that the Yeerks enslave sentient species, the Pemelites are extinct, but I think we should hear more about them, or maybe the other aliens who have been enslaved by the Yeerks, like maybe the Geds, because I want to know what they're feeling when they were enslaved by the Yeerks. Okay, here's the question part. I was just sort of babbling for the first few paragraphs, sorry. I underlined the main questions. 1. How do you come up with the names Andalite, Ged, Yeerk, etc., and the other names like the Yeerk name Aftran or Andalite name Elfangor? Any other names? I think they're cool. 2. I know this may sound funny, but are the pictures of the Animorphs on your books real people? Like I said, it sounds funny, but I think the guys are pretty cute on some of the covers. Like Jake and Tobias on number 3, The Encounter, hee hee. My friend also in 9th grade and I like Tobias from the Animorph series on TV. Thanks for taking the time out to read my letter. Laura, age 14.
Hi, Laura. I do make mistakes from time to time, I'm afraid. I try not to, but on the other hand, it can kind of be a bit of a game for readers. Find the KASU, the KASU, the Catherine Applegate screw-up. For number 1, for names I mostly just babble till I get a sound I like. Sometimes this results in words that seem to derive from, or at least evoke, real words. Viscera is sort of a combination of vicious and vizier and visceral. Number 2, yes. As I understand it, there are real people who work as cover models. So somewhere out there is a real Jake or Tobias waiting to meet you.
Wow. I have a lot of thoughts on this.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Of course.
First, I first want to ask, hey, are you using headphones right now or no?
I am not, and I have been trying to fix that problem and wanted to fix them during a break.
Oh, well, I mean, you can go ahead maybe right now. I just want to, if you have headphones handy, please go
Yes,
grab them. It's
if
fine.
you don't mind giving me a minute.
Yeah, we can discuss this. We can discuss this while you're gone. I guess we could stop.
Yeah, we could stop.
I
'cause
mean, we don't need her to listen to what we say, do we? Maybe we do.
I don't think we do. Do you want to?
Just trying to avoid the echo for the listeners. Again, K.A. doesn't
Edit it
know.
My
She doesn't
apologies.
understand technology.
It's
the way
true.
Yeah,
we do.
we're trying to walk her through this. She's like she's in an alternate plane right now where it's
Yeah.
kind of it's not the same. She's very confused
A
about
time
how this is all
matrix
working.
bubble. It's like an evil Drode universe, maybe.
Anyway, first of all, Laura, shut the fuck up. You wrote too much. And you shouldn't have read that all, Will. That was too much.
No, it was good.
It was too much. Nobody gives a shit about your dipshit sister or whatever the fuck. Shut up.
Everything is fixed, by the way. I just would like to inform readers. Additionally, there is a dog in the area that may make occasional sounds. Additionally, where I am in the time loop, there may or may not be some loud neighbors, but I think we should be fine.
Yeah, we didn't intend
boy.
for there to be a dog
Oh, boy.
over there, but I think
Things
the
happen.
Drode fucked it up.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Rest assured, the dog will be put down before the show is over.
So be sure to listen to the end.
So the word viscer, K.A. says, is a combination of vicious, vizier, or whatever that is, and visceral. So, I mean, it's not really. It's just the vi. It's just vi. Like that's the only. If anything, it's just visceral. It's not a combination. A combination would be like a visceral or something. You know what I mean? This is not a. You just took the root from multiple words.
Well, K.A., I should be calling you Kath, of course, since that's your
Of
preferred name.
course.
But Kath, you had said that it evokes these words, you know.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. They all remind you of something a little scary.
I like the way that you said it, which maybe is a new pronunciation that's canon. Is you kind of said viscer.
Right.
Oh, I like to mix up my pronunciations to keep you on your toes.
Is it like Lovecraft where you can kind of, it's like unpronounceable. You can say it how you want and it's racist. Yes or no? Answer fast now.
No.
I almost got her.
I was wondering, I mean,
Almost got her to admit.
Viscer sounds like what you'd call Viscer 3. Do you think maybe you would refer to Viscer 1 as Vimam?
Classified.
Oh, that's classified. Okay.
Might be in an upcoming book.
The real Tobias and Jake are out there. I do want to know where they are now, those cover models. They would probably be just a few years older than us, I'm guessing. I don't know if they were the same age as the kids.
I feel as though if you use that, what is it called? If you goggle them, you may be able to find some
Jesus.
information. I'm not sure about your newfangled technology.
Okay, please. Let's
I think Goggle existed in 99, right? It must have.
I don't think so. Well,
I think it would have been right around that time.
I believe I use Ask Jeeves instead.
People were still just AOLing shit. I mean, no one was using. It's called Google, but it's fine. We know that K.A. has access to Wikipedia in the present day while she's talking to us, so sometimes she gleans little bits of information here and there.
Yeah, which she's not supposed to because, who knows, the consequences could be dire.
Here's something else. I was reading this letter along with you. It's written out H-E-H-E. You read that as he.
Yeah.
As opposed to he.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, it's a kind of a giggle.
Yeah, but I feel like a he, you need two E's to make it a long he. To me, H-E-H-E is he.
Well, it depends on. You got to imagine the context here, right? This is a 14-year-old girl giggling
anything.
over a cute boy. She doesn't go heh heh. She goes hee hee.
No, but it's right there on the page. K.A., if you
It
were
is
writing
right there
a
on
book,
the page. The context that I said, yeah, writer K.A. solve.
Will is correct.
Will is incorrect. Incorrect.
Will is correct.
Okay. Will is incorrect.
No,
okay.
he is
It's
correct.
on record. Will is incorrect. Okay.
No.
K.A., we heard you. K.A., thank you.
What
we heard you.
can
Will
I
is
say?
incorrect.
I was right.
We heard you. No, No, you weren't right.
I was. I was.
H-E-H-E. Okay. We can move on now. We can move on to another question, but good start. That's a good start.
Okay. If we pop down 2 more.
Oh, it was
on
her
the
friend.
list.
It wasn't her sister, it was her friend.
I thought it was her. I don't even remember what the hell
She has
said.
a brother, but the friend is the one who buys the books. They buy each other the books.
She sure
But
does
also the
talk a
brother
lot.
buys them too? Yeah. Jesus, Laura. Put a sock in it.
Yeah. If we go down 2 questions here, I got a question here from Pete. Hey, I really love your books. My mom always groans when I ask her to buy me some. She thinks I should read Dickens. Yeah, right. Here are my dumb questions. 1. If andalites eat by absorbing nutrients through the grass, then why, in book number 14, do they have waste disposal modules? I mean, there's no raw material to be eliminated after the nutrients were extracted, because that is done outside the body by the hooves. Hey, I told you it was a stupid question. 2, in number 20, when David sends the email from AOL and Marco is there, why didn't Marco just unsend the mail? In the mail center, you can look at sent mail and unsend it. Why doesn't he do that? Anyway, thank you for taking the time to answer my dumb, annoying questions. You are a great writer of children's books. Your fan, Pete.
I'm not the only one with a little bit of technology trouble. Hi, Pete. Glad to see you're focusing on the important things like andalite bathroom habits. So, andalite hooves essentially function as small mouths with limited digestive capabilities. They pass essential nutrients up for distribution throughout the body. But even efficiently processed nutrients retain some mass, and that mass has to come out somewhere. And for number 2, for the very excellent reason that Marco wasn't using AOL, just a service that bore a resemblance to AOL. Also because I didn't know there was an unsend capability till recently. Incidentally, I agree with your mom. You should read Animorphs, but you should also read other things. Dickens, for example, or Jules Verne, the granddaddy of science fiction, or the mighty J.R.R. Tolkien. As a personal favorite to me, try reading The Lord of the Rings by Tolkien. Thank you.
Wow, there's a lot here. I mean, these are some good questions.
Now, K.A., are you... I don't know if you're... How old do you think this kid is, K.A.? Are you suggesting that a potential 9-year-old try to pick up Lord of the Rings?
Well, they were originally made for children.
Well, right. Well, K.A. is a little bit more advanced than some of us, so I think she was reading these at an earlier age.
That could be.
Pete doesn't say his age, and he's talking about how his mom wants him to read Dickens. I'm imagining that this guy's like 28.
That could easily be.
His mom's like, please stop talking to me about these children's books. I mean, I'm glad that he wrote this question. K.A., I think that's a cop-out. I don't think it makes sense. About the Andalites, I mean.
I don't know. I think it makes sense. I think that that the question doesn't make sense.
The hooves are mouths
with limited digestive capabilities or capacities.
No, I think he's right. I think they extract the nutrients. There's no other material. I think he's right.
But no, I mean, there's going to be excess mass.
I don't think there is.
There would be.
No, I don't think that's how the andalite bodies work. I don't think that's how they take nutrients in.
Who wrote the books?
You did, K.A.
I did.
And I think you're wrong.
John,
you're allowed to have an opinion.
Even efficiently processed nutrients retain some mass. That's a direct quote from you, Catherine, as I recall.
Well, we don't need to dwell on this. Look, we disagree. That's fine. I want to know, K.A., what's we know you like Lord of the Rings. That was a good recommendation. I'm glad. If you had just said Tolkien, like, Pete might not have known where to start. But I'm glad you pointed out Lord of the Rings is a good Tolkien book to read.
Wouldn't want to start on The Hobbit.
Right. Silmarillion maybe would be a bad recommendation. I was wondering what's what's a good Dickens book? Like, what's one of your favorites?
Well,
K.A.
give me the time juice is giving me some trouble.
What do you mean?
It's
giving you some trouble?
Dickens is older than you.
I personally liked A Christmas Carol.
Oh, you're a Christmas Carol head.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, not a
Sure.
twist head over there.
No.
No, it's too bad. All right. And yeah, I mean, but at least you do admit that you just didn't know that you could unsend emails. Although, again, that's a thing. I think we talked about this in that episode, but like, I don't know. Currently, I feel like, don't you have to tweak something in settings if you want to like delay an email by 5 minutes? You give a chance to unsend it, but I think by default it just gets sent. I don't think you can typically just unsend an email. Maybe Gmail allows this, but I feel like you have to tell it you want to do that or something.
I mean, the real question is, how did this work in AOL, K.A.?
Yeah, how did it work?
Back in your day.
It worked poorly.
Well, this was WAA, as she points out. This wasn't AOL, so in the book.
You want to know something crazy I just found out? Apparently my mom still uses her AOL address.
That doesn't surprise me. I used to work for a boomer who used still an AOL address.
Yeah, now, Kath, you might not be aware, but AOL is a bit outdated these days.
Impossible.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, they don't even send those discs out anymore.
What kind of world are you living in?
I know, it's really crazy. Do you like this sound? Is this nostalgic for you? But it's happening right now. Is
Well, like, that was awful.
that's not comforting for you?
No.
Oh, for us millennials, as we're called now, we fondly recall that sound.
Am I a millennial?
No, you're a Gen X probably, K.A. I don't remember how old you are, but
possibly even older. I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't know. You're certainly older than we are, though. But a lady doesn't talk about her age.
No, we do
so
not.
We won't.
Right.
That's right. That's right. How about Jules Verne? Do you have a favorite Verne?
Oh, 20,000 Leagues.
Right.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. It probably was an inspiration for you for that one book.
Right. You remember that one.
I sure do.
That's where you got the idea of the beagle-shaped spaceship. And the Drode.
Maybe that's the dog you're seeing. It might be the beagle-shaped spaceship.
Oh, dang. Yeah. Maybe the Drode put Pemelite there.
Yeah, this might be like a page master situation where things are starting to come to life from the books. You've seen the page master, right, K.A.?
Let me think.
Yeah, I think that's out.
Yes. Oh, yes. That was a favorite of my children.
Oh,
it came out.
That's nice.
Came out about 4 years ago, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. All right. Should we go to the next question?
Yeah. So I figure I want to keep things moving here. I don't want to linger in '98 for too long. So let's maybe move on to December '98 so we can start getting toward.
Wow.
I don't know if you're aware of this, K.A. Applegate, but '99 is going to be the best year in human history.
Oh.
Yeah, great.
But there's so many questions still from '98. I mean,
there's a lot of them, but I want to keep things moving. I mean, if you see one you want to do, let me know.
All right. Well, I trust you. You're the ringleader of this operation here. It's your fault the way everything is. So go ahead.
It's my fault, huh?
Yes,
I'm just trying to do the highlights because last time we barely got through any, and I want to make sure we hit everything.
By my calculations, we've been recording for half an hour and have answered 2 questions.
Well, we didn't really get started until the first 15 minutes was just that's the preamble.
Yeah,
you don't understand how podcasts work.
What?
Yeah. I mean, fine. I'll be a writer, and you'll be the podcaster.
Right. Fine. Exactly. Right. Just stick to your lane.
Right. Normally, we would be starting on our discussion of the cover of the book by this point. Right.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 would be about 15 minutes from now, so we're ahead of schedule.
We'd be talking about those models that you like so much.
You poor listeners.
Yeah, they are the ones who don't subscribe to the Patreon. I assume are poor. All right. Go ahead.
All right.
Continue.
So if we skip down a couple of questions here,
Mhm.
to this
In
question.
December?
Yeah, in December.
Okay.
1, 2,
Just clarifying.
3. I'm going down to number 4 in December here.
Mhm.
And I'm going to ask, oh, wise and wonderful K.A., if only you answer the following questions, I would be the happiest people in the world. 1. When are the Taxxon Chronicles going to come out? And will it really be narrated by Arbron?
Hey, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, what's your problem?
I just realized one of these questions they asked about Illyrian Chronicles, Yerk Chronicles. K.A. didn't answer any of that shit.
Yeah.
And?
What the fuck?
Well,
K.A.
what are your intentions with these other chronicles?
K.A. clearly skipped to the bottom of that letter, just answered the numbered questions and ignored the 4 paragraphs prior.
Were you listening to any of that ramble?
They asked me
fine.
to answer specific questions.
It's fine. All right. It's a letter of the law thing. I get it.
Please stop interrupting, Jonathan.
Okay. Okay. Jesus. Said my name out loud and it feels weird. Okay. Go ahead. Now back to the December questions.
You're getting torn apart by the author in this episode.
I think that you're taking the brunt of it. Listeners will agree. I come out looking pretty good.
I don't know about that.
To me, you're practically the same.
No, that I have to disagree with.
One is worse, that's for sure.
There's clearly a better of the two of us.
Can we go back to this question?
Question
please?
1. Listen, K.A. Applegate, just shake off some of that time juice. Question 1. When are the Taxxon Chronicles going to come out? And will it really be narrated by Arbron? Question 2. What was your inspiration to start the Animorph series? Question 3. Will the Animorphs ever kill Visser 3? I love your books and have read almost every single one of them.
Oh, that's lovely. Hello, oh nameless one. I don't know. I know it's immature of me not to know, but I just don't. If we do TC, it'll definitely involve Arbron. Number 2. Well, I was doing young adult romances, and I thought if I wrote one more tender kissing scene, I'd gag. I needed a change. I needed stuff to blow up. Also, of course, I wanted to write about animals and find a way to really get readers into the heads of animals. Number 3. They may just want to send him to his room for a time out, so to speak. Thank you.
You're welcome.
K is 43, by the way. I looked it up. You're 43.
Oh, is that how old I am?
You're not supposed to say that.
I think you're a boomer, K.A. Sorry to tell you.
Oh. Well, I don't know what that means anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. In the
I think
future,
it's a good
we sort
thing at that point in time.
No, wait. Yeah, people knew about boomers. So
yeah, they were like, us boomers are so cool. We're like the hippie generation. We're awesome.
I feel like the shorthand, it was usually said baby boomer. I feel like that boomer is more recent. Yeah. Anyway.
But it didn't become a slur until OK Boomer Girl showed up. So.
Yeah, we sort of don't like you anymore, K.A.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not holding it against you. It's your generation. I'm sure you would agree has kind of fucked up everything.
Well, I don't know much about your time, but it does sound like a hellscape.
Yeah, it is. It is. So at one point, K.A. was not ruling out the possibility of writing a Taxxon Chronicles. And that it would have taken place, I guess. It would have involved Arbron, who is now a Taxxon on the planet. So I guess it must have roughly taken place in, like current time, which is interesting.
The Taxxon resistance movement. What I mean, I know here you didn't really have any concrete plans, but like what sort of ideas were bouncing around in your head for the Taxxon Chronicles, K.A.?
All sorts of things.
Like, name one thing.
Oh,
it doesn't happen, by the way. Right. No, it doesn't happen, so you don't have to worry about spoilers. Like, just say one thing Arbron would have done as a Taxxon on the Taxxon planet. That like give us a scene, give us a vertical slice.
So Arbron is there in his office doing his taxes. And around that time, someone barges into his office. And he's surprised. He didn't expect anyone to barge in on his office as he did taxes. And there's your slice.
Okay.
So that's interesting. Are the free Taxxons beholden to pay taxes to the living hive?
Yes.
It's probably, I'm guessing this is metaphorical, like their tax is like a part of their spirit, or it's like grains they harvest or something.
Maybe they have to tear off their legs so that they can cannibalize each other without like killing each other.
That might be it, yeah.
Yeah.
That might
it's
be
like
it.
Body parts.
I also like, it's interesting that you didn't like the tender kissing scenes because it does seem like it wasn't until you kind of stepped away from the series directly that a little bit more tender kissing started making its way into the series. So I guess it was K.A. staying away from the child romance. Is there something specific about child romance that you don't like?
Where to even begin?
What a great way to phrase that question.
Kids are young. They should be more focused on fighting aliens than kissing.
Right. That's fair. I get that. Yeah, you do have kids, so like you're not opposed to romance, maybe just not for the kids.
Yeah, or maybe
right? You love your husband.
I don't know. How opposed how romantic are you and Michael Grant?
I believe that's none of your business.
Okay.
Well, I suppose I can't question that.
We're not just lobbing softballs at you, K.A. We're going to get some hard ones in there too. So just be ready for it.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot feistier since last time we talked.
Yeah, we're sort of more, again, I think last time I told you should check out Joe Rogan and we've sort of
he's not in my
taken
time.
a lot of inspiration. Yeah, right. But I thought I sent you. It's fine. Maybe the Time Matrix didn't download them for you, but that's sort of our vibe these days as we try to be hard-hitting like Joe Rogan is.
Oh, excellent.
2 Joe Rogans. That's us.
You know how he's famously always really going at his guests.
Yeah, really hardball questions.
Perhaps next time the time vortex calls, I won't be stepping in.
K.A.
Well,
come
now.
on. Come on, K.A. You know we're just playing with you.
Yeah, it's all fun and games here. And who knows what the Drode would do if you didn't agree to his proposition?
He very well could kill a kid.
Is that a threat?
Yeah, not from us.
Listen, the Drode is a menacing kind of guy. There's nothing, and now that we've started making bargains, who knows where these things might take us?
Yes, yes, it is definitely very possible. Again, this is not coming from us, but he could kill one of your kids.
I'll just write his death in the next book.
No, right. Come on, K.A. You can't do that. The Drode's one of our faves.
Well, it's one of your faves.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying, if any of our listeners go and check and see that K.A. Applegate suddenly has 2 kids instead of 3 on Wikipedia, they'll know what happened.
Okay, well, all right, I'm ready to move on.
All right, well, let's move on to this next question here. Hi, K.A.A. I love your books. I'm so original. And I also think the TV show rocks too. Did I mention that the TV Tobias is totally hot? But I have some questions that I really, really want answered. Please. 1, is there a Visser 2? I haven't seen him/her in any of the books I've read, which is all the ones that are out. 2, how come in the Andalite Chronicles, Alaran blamed the other Andalites for the Hork-Bajir's downfall, but it was his fault because of him being self-centered and thinking females were inferior? 3, will Marco ever get a girl to like him? As in, like him? Well, that's it. Thanks for making the great books. Karen, that's not my name, I just always liked it.
There seems to be quite a lot of acclaim for the TV show actors. Hi, Karen. Number 1, I'm saving Visser 2 for later. Number 2, I'm afraid poor Alarin is in denial. Actually, what I think Alarin blamed the other Andalites for was condemning him for his own heinous behavior. Number 3, He asked me to ask if you like him. You know, as in like. Thank you.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So K.A., you don't like child romance, but you are trying to get this girl with Marco. You're kind of shipping them, it seems.
Yeah, she's a little.
Isn't that
This girl's kind of a
hypocritical?
Rachel, in that she's a little too into Tobias. So K.A. Applegate's trying to put her together with Marco.
I get that. I'm all about that. Do you agree that you've seen the TV show, so like, do you think that Tobias is hot on the show, K.A., or was that your intention? Like, yeah.
If I were a preteen girl, I'm sure I would have enjoyed seeing him on the TV.
Okay, we know what that means. All right. I mean, the actors on the show are 18, so it's cool.
I mean, Tobias is kind of a respected loner bad boy type, so it's not unusual to have all the women fawning over him.
Now, Visser 2 is saving Visser 2 for later. We haven't seen Visser 2. I don't know, and only Will knows, and even K.A. might not know if Visser 2 really makes their way into the series. My guess, up until this point, I hadn't really given any thought to Visser 2. Maybe, I bet it came up in one of our episodes. But
I'm pretty sure we've said a couple of times, we've been like, what is there a Visser 2? What the hell is this?
It is weird that like we have 1 and 3. I wouldn't be surprised though if we never find out who 2 is, so
maybe odd numbers are just more menacing.
Yeah, they are.
No, I also can't help but notice here that this writer says that the Hork-Bajir world downfall was Alaran's fault for being self-centered and thinking females were inferior. I mean, really, I would put that. I would say that the real problem was the genocide, the biological weapons.
For me, it's the hypocrisy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like maybe the chauvinism is a couple points down that list. I don't know.
Well, I think K.A. will agree with me that is because you do not respect women.
I don't know, K.A. What do you think? Uh-oh.
K.A.
I don't like that pause.
Yeah, okay. I think we have our answer. You don't respect women.
Listen, it's just because that one girl rambled for so long. I noticed that like Paul wrote his question or Pete, whoever it was, answered very ignore me. He was concise.
Oh yeah, most of these ones have been better than that first rambling one that you read. Also, Karen is really going to be. She's in trouble in 20 years because she's not going to like that name anymore.
Will,
you know what I'm saying?
If I could give you some advice.
Uh-oh.
I could give you one of my favorite quotes.
No, I don't think I want advice.
No. I think you could use it. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt.
Wow.
I don't think that applies to me personally.
Powerful words.
No, I think that those I think someone else here in this podcast that might have that. It's just I don't think that applies to me.
Who said that? K.A.? That's a quote from.
The quote is not has not been given.
Not?
I think it's been addressed. I think it's been given credit to a number of people, but I don't know if they know the actual where it comes from.
Wait a second. Hold on. K.A. Applegate, did you write that quote?
I'll never tell.
I always heard that was a Lincoln quote. Is that like a myth? Is that not a real thing that he said that? That was Lincoln. I don't know. Okay, fine. Nobody knows. We don't know. We'll see. Well, you know what? Let's just use the time matrix. We'll make it Lincoln.
Okay. Well, maybe that's how it ends up being K.A.
Right. She actually. It's like she's said it. We take her back in time. She says that at one point, and then a guy picks up he goes to a telegram place, and he's like, hey, Abraham, stop. It's your cousin. Chuck Lincoln? Stop. You know that new quote you've been looking for? Stop. Well, listen to this. Stop.
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 Enjoying yourself over there, John? Having a good time?
That's gonna kill everyone listening. That's funny as shit. By the way, Kay, I'm sorry for cursing, but I know that's sort of a modern podcast. That's just sort of a part of it. So I don't mean to offend you.
Well, I hope you don't mind if I do not follow suit.
No, in fact, I do not approve of women using that kind of coarse language at all. So thank you for sticking to that. Next question?
Next question. Yeah, let's, you know what? Let's skip down 2 here. K.A.A., where is Tobias's mom? Did Visser 3 get her or what? 2, when they morph, do they also morph the bacteria in the animals? 3, why doesn't Axe use any Andalite slang? Thanks. Saryi Aaron's Tinica.
Hi, Saryi. Number 1. It looks like Tobias's mom just died a natural death, unless I decide otherwise at some future time. Number 2.
Whoa.
Actually, no. They would only acquire the one DNA type, although it's an interesting question. Lots of bacteria are useful and even necessary. I understand that humans have bacteria that are necessary for proper digestion, leading to the question of whether an Andalite morphing a human without benefit of his bacteria might not have digestive problems. Does Axe in human morph suffer from... One moment. Does Axe in human morph suffer from more than the usual amount of flatulence? This is the sort of profound question we should be addressing, rather than wasting time on the meaning of life. Number 3. I don't know. Maybe he was too busy coping with the problems arising from the above question.
What the fuck is any of this shit that you're saying, K.A.?
It's like gut bacteria and stuff.
Gut bacteria, yes.
So
it's profound.
It just sounds like the answer is no, but maybe, but it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to distract you with some other rambling shit that I'm going to say.
It ever occurred to you that morph is form backward?
Well, no. That has not occurred to me, and even still, it has not occurred to me. But interesting.
Just a thought.
Thank you for raising that. Andalite. What would Andalite slang even be? I mean, has that? I don't think that's ever been demonstrated anywhere in the series.
Yeah, unless all of their weird ass words are technically slang, and that's why they don't translate. I don't think that counts, though.
I don't know if they have. I mean, if they just communicate using thought speak, I think that. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they have slang.
I don't understand that part.
Yeah, it doesn't. It does not make sense. K.A., who wrote this shit? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Who do you think?
Yeah, it was a rhetorical question.
Listen,
okay.
anytime you don't know the answer, you just start talking about Andalite farts and.
Come on.
I mean,
that's my go-to.
I know. Just please, can we also, K.A., you're really dragging down the sophistication level of this podcast. We try to run, a mature show here for adults.
I only said I wouldn't curse. That's the only promise I gave you.
Yeah, it won't keep you from talking about youth romance or whatever it is you're into.
Hey, listen, sometimes some of these are just going to have chapters like when there's a whole chapter about dirty diapers or whatever in Animorphs, That's just how it is.
I'm going to assume that the name Saryi Aaron's Tinica is like maybe their first name is Sarah and their middle name is like Aaron and their last name is Tinnitus.
That could be.
Trying to parse that one, but whatever.
Maybe this is some actual person's name and they formatted it like an Andalite name, and I'm just being racist thinking it's an Andalite name.
Also very possible that, yeah, Saryi could be like an Indian name or something. Yeah.
Shows how much we know.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Well, next.
Next up. All right. Dear K.A., the next one here. I know Tobias's name. Remember in the Andalite Chronicles, it said that Elfangor said that he stayed on Earth and changed his name to Al Fangor? He and Lauren had Tobias. That would make Tobias's full name Tobias Fangor. Here are some questions.
Holy shit. They're fucking right.
They are right. 1. If Jake was in a morph, say, tiger, could Marco acquire the tiger? 2. Are the Yerk and Andalite planets anywhere near our solar system? And 3, this is the only reason I really wanted to go through this question with you here. Did the Mercora use the same name for broccoli as we do?
Hi, no name number 2. Number 1. Nope. You cannot acquire DNA from a morph. Only from the original animal. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. Number 2. Well, no planet is exactly near. Even the other planets in our own little solar system are a fair distance away. You couldn't afford the cab fare. Number 3. No, the word for broccoli is Yergrish, which translates literally as not as bad as Brussels sprouts. Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Boy,
I thought you might
K.A.
have a tougher time with Yergrish.
What do you mean? She fucking made it up.
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes there's some juiceage interfering.
Do you think that any of these so far we've read 2 questions from people who didn't put a name? Do you think they are related to Nick No Name?
Probably, yeah.
Because No Name. Okay, we need to address. K.A. did not confirm or deny. How did I never ask this question or think of this? Mm-hmm. That we know Tobias's last name must be Fangor. Like,
right.
Is that ever addressed in the series?
Because the time matrix, he he left because of the time matrix. So maybe his name isn't the same, even though he still fathered Tobias and invented Microsoft.
So you're saying this...
I mean, this has got to be right.
Yeah, but I mean, so that's... Yeah.
Yeah, confirm or deny it for us, K.A. Applegate. Is Tobias's last name Fangor?
Maybe you'll find out in a future book.
Okay, well...
Well, I feel like we already found out in a past book.
No, there you go.
Just give it... Come on. Okay, so she's confirming it.
Okay, confirmed.
Tobias Fangor, not a good name. Horrible name. I just thought of something funny. What do you think about this? The movie Elf with Will Ferrell, except you'd make the poster say Elf Fangor. And it's an Andalite with a little elf hat.
I mean...
K.A., you might know Will Ferrell on SNL. Have you seen he's plays George W. Bush on SNL? It's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. Funny little man.
Actually, no, I guess George Bush is not president yet. I guess he hasn't done that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ignore
I'm not
that.
talking about... You're thinking of Dana Carvey. No, I think she's thinking of Dana Carvey. She's thinking of Bush Sr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is another... There's going to be another guy in another Bush. Just don't worry about it.
Damn, you were almost saved, and then you just went ahead and spoiled the future anyway.
Pro or anti-Clinton? What's your stance there?
I don't really talk about politics as a writer.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
even
weird,
though the entire
your
books are political.
Okay. Yeah, right. I was going to say. But I get it. You want to indoctrinate kids indirectly. You don't want to make it obvious that you're doing so. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about subtlety.
Right. So in that case, you definitely support the Clintons.
Yes.
I don't think there's much we didn't know from the other than the I was Igrish, whatever the fuck is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's obviously not canon.
I'm pretty sure that's canon.
It doesn't. Why would it translate to not as bad as Brussels sprouts? That doesn't. The Mercora don't know what Brussels is.
Maybe they made Brussels sprouts too.
Why would they call them? It's named after a place that it doesn't exist.
It
for
doesn't.
them.
It doesn't. I'm translating for our audience. It doesn't mean that they actually call them.
Translates literally. You use the word literally.
Brussels sprouts that's how that you wouldn't translate Brussels sprouts literally by taking the word Brussels and sprouts. That's not how you would translate literally. Now, that being said, the Mercora fucking love broccoli. I don't know why they would call it not as bad as anything.
Yeah, well, that's another. Sounds like a Casu to me.
Might be a lot of Casus popping up in these episodes.
Casu.
Casu.
Oh, I said Cassie.
Casu.
Chicken Casu. Chicken casserole. Kaiju.
So, on this next question, Dear K.A., I think your books are the best, especially the way you describe the characters. My favorite is Marco, because we use the same type of humor. And I also like Rachel. In fact, I'd like to go out with her sometime. I hope it's okay with Tobias. Anyway, this is my question. Have you decided which of the Animorphs will kill Visser 3, if they ever do kill him? And where is Visser 2? Please answer. Rachel's boyfriend.
Hi, Rachel lover. I'm thinking Visser 3 shouldn't die, but should retire to a condo in Florida. He could take up golf. Actually, you bring up an interesting question. Do I have an endgame? Have I planned a final book that will tie up all the loose ends? Do I have a master plan in my head? Nah. If that day comes, and it won't for at least another 30 books, then I'll think about a final Animorphs. In fact, by then maybe all the characters will have retired to a condo in Florida. I see the kids, all in their 70s now, gathering for the early bird diner at the local seafood restaurant, whipping out their senior discount cards and talking about how much easier it was for the younger generations. In our day, the Yerks were evil. These Yerks today, bah! Pushovers. Thank you.
That's some funny shtick there. That's pretty fun.
It's pretty good.
I gotta come clean. I did write this question.
That makes sense. That sounds like something you would write.
Yeah, this one was me. I wrote this one at the time. Actually, I might have used the time matrix to write it now.
This reads like some of your writing here. I see your voice in it.
Thank you. It's my style of prose.
Right.
So you're at this point in 1998, K.A. thought there would be at least another 30 books before the end of the series. Wow. Now the time juice will wipe her clean before we send her back. So I think it's okay to say this, but that doesn't happen.
Well, hold on. This is December 98.
Yeah.
So that would put us.
Oh, you think this was? Oh yeah,
I think that's right. I think that's very close to right. I think it's a little bit fewer than 30 main series, and then some of the extra chronicles make up the difference.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Then maybe I'll give it to you. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not 100% sure how many books she's finished at this point. How many of these books have you finished at this point, Kay? What book number are you on?
Quite a few now.
At least quite a few now.
Oh yeah, at least easily.
At least.
We also have she can't keep track. She's busy.
Makes sense.
This is confirmation here that the Animorphs do not live in Florida.
That's true. Yeah, nobody in Florida retires to Florida.
Right. I mean, right? I guess they could.
Why would they?
But it's a weird way to phrase it if they do. Yeah, okay. That's fine. But 30 more books. K.A., do you mostly write these just for the paychecks? Like, is that why you're saying at least 30 more books? Because you got a good thing going here? You don't want to end it anytime soon?
The pay is nice, but I really do have all these ideas, and to be honest, I just love writing.
Yeah, okay. Good answer. All right. I really believe you.
Can definitely tell you love writing. I don't know if you love getting edited in any way whatsoever.
That part is less fun, yes.
Those ideas sure come out. So let's, we don't want to avoid 99. So let's skip down to the bottom of December here. And I'm going to do the second to last question here.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Kiki. I love, not like, your books. Someday, I wish I could be as wonderful a writer as you. You write with very well details. All of the Animorphs are unique in their own way. I love them all. Well, let me get down to the questions. 1. Will Tobias ever tell anyone that Elfangor is his father? I guess that makes Axe his uncle. 2. Will Tobias, Rachel, Cassie, and Jake ever go on a double date? 3. Have you written any other books besides the Animorph series? Since I can only write 3 questions and I have so many more, I'll be writing you soon. Thanks.
Hi, K.A. Thanks. Number 1. I think this is something we're not going to show, but rather handle off-screen. In other words, in book number 24, the others will all know about Tobias and Fangor, but I'm not going to write a specific scene showing it. Number 2. Yes, Rachel and Cassie will go as one couple, Jake and Tobias as the other couple. Kidding. Probably. Number 3. Yes, quite a few. But they aren't a series an Animorphs reader will likely want to read. The only other series still out is something that used to be called Boyfriends/Girlfriends, or rather but is now being given the hideous new name, Making Out. It's a romance series. Thank you.
I like that you thank them. It's nice.
Yeah, that's good.
I thank them twice.
You do. You do twice as nice. Oh boy. I guess let's start from the beginning here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why did you not write that scene?
Anything I write would not have come out, would not have been as good as the reader's imagination would be.
Interesting. Good argument for never writing a book ever again, really.
That's the one I use personally.
Yeah, okay. I like this little gag here, trying to sneak in some progressive, some homosexuality. Was that your intention, K.A.? Were you trying to, in your time right now, it's a little taboo. Here in the future, of course, there's no more prejudice. We're all fine with that kind of thing. But back then, I think you and others probably frowned upon boy romances and the like. Was this your way of trying to, be subversive and kind of lash out against the system, or what?
No. You heard it here first. K.A. Applegate supports gay rights.
Holy shit.
Whoa. That's
so what
crazy.
I said before, I have to say, I was sort of lying, and this is kind of a gotcha, because now you're on record saying that, and that's going to be very controversial, and you might get canceled for that shit.
I don't know what canceling is.
You'll find out.
It's like on TV when the show doesn't run anymore.
Oh, okay. They're going to kill me.
Let's just say you're going to be in a group with some people you probably really admire in the 90s, like Woody Allen, Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey, I'm sure he probably got the Oscar for American Beauty. You're a big fan.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. In the 90s, who didn't love him? Well, you're going to be in an exclusive club with those folks, so that's pretty exciting for you.
Lovely.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who could ask for anything more? What about making out?
Yeah, this is news to me, because of course I knew about K.A.'s post Animorphs works, Remnants and the like. I should have assumed Animorphs wasn't the first thing she ever got published, but I never even thought I don't think we've ever addressed this on the show about any of her work pre-Animorphs. I had no idea. Were you aware of this stuff that was out there, Will?
I was aware of a couple of ghostwritten books for other series. I did not know about boyfriends, girlfriends, and or making out.
Well, we are going to have to cover this on the Patreon. This is a must.
I think so too, yeah.
I wonder if we'll even be able to find it. It sounds like K.A. is a little ashamed of these books, though.
They were good books. It's just that they aren't.
Oh, they were.
The content isn't necessarily of a similar thing to the Animorphs books.
It's not really age appropriate.
Yes, these are young adult books.
Are they explicit in any way?
Well, I'll tell you that the first title is Zoe Fools Around.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't. This might be too saucy for our Patreon.
Follow-up question, is Zoe hot?
Now, Zoe is probably not 18.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Just be careful over there.
I don't know.
You can read the book to find out.
All right. I will. We will. I'm excited.
It's pretty exciting.
I think it's fucked up you didn't write a boyfriend's boyfriend series. And I don't know that I support your support of the heteronormative status quo, but
yeah, I mean, if all
again,
you do is shout
time.
it out in like fan emails, but it never actually makes it into the work, I don't know if that counts.
Right. Yeah, it feels kind of like virtue signaling to me.
In 2024, we call that virching.
What an interesting name for it.
Yeah, it's fine, K.A. You don't need to understand this for a long time.
Yeah, one day you'll look back on this and laugh.
I'm sure.
Now, should we move on to another month, or
We could move on to another month here, because then we get to start.
We need to save some things for the Patreon too, right? I mean, we don't want to.
Oh yeah, listen. Once we get into 99, though, that's when we really start getting the good stuff. I think at the beginning of 99, because I mean, this is the year, right?
Sure.
I mean, would you say?
I agree. See, we all agree. K.A.'s stoked, looking forward to American Beauty. We're all excited about this year.
All right, so
plastic bag.
In January, I'm actually going to start by skipping a whole bunch of these questions here. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go down to this one by Taramala Espena Texra. Starts, hi, I love your books, with love in all caps. I don't know if you see this one.
Yes, I do.
All right. Hi, I love your books, but right now I need to make an excuse for why I don't have 26. It's a pretty good excuse. The bookstores here get the book shipments by airplane, and the weather is too bad for flights. All right, here's my questions. 1. If hair is composed of cells and the cells are DNA, then why doesn't all of their hair replace itself when the morph? The cut-off arm comes back. 2. That brings up something else. In the Android, Eric reattaches Axe's arm. Why? It should grow back with morphing. 3. While we on this subject, why didn't Tobias' injuries get fixed in Megamorphs 2? It worked for the others. Thanks, bye. From Taramala Espena Texra.
Hi, Taramala. Well, you have penetrated to the heart of my continuing confusion on this matter. When I first put together the series Bible for Animorphs, I had a set of morphing rules. Unfortunately, the whole issue was something I never had clear in my mind. And for some reason, I have formed an absolute mental block about it, so that I can never remember what I've decided to do. In other words, it doesn't always make sense because I started out confused and got confused-eder. The moral is, when you do your series Bible, work out all the questions, aka a lot of cassus. Thank you.
Wow. What are you more of a fan of, the series Bible or the Bible? That question for anybody. I mean, K.A. could answer. That's fine. Or you don't have to answer.
You think there's a series Bible for the Bible?
Almost certainly.
Yeah, I think when the apostles were writing that out, they had to come up with a set of rules for how that worked.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
It's the apostles, right? That's who wrote that.
Some of it, I guess.
Okay, all right. But what you think that Bible exists anywhere still? I'm sure K.A. has it, Young K.A., but I wonder if current day K.A. still has that. If that exists somewhere on a hard drive or in a notebook, that'd be a real rare find.
That would be
what a
cool.
Dream for an Animorphs fan.
Right. So remember this, K. Applegate, and I expect to be receiving a package in the mail next week. Because you will note this now and then in the future.
All right, then.
Just an expectation I have. That's all I'm saying.
I wasn't really listening to any of those questions, by the way, because I was looking up boyfriends and girlfriends, and
Basically,
there's 20. Yes.
No,
I
talk
don't
about
care.
boyfriends and girlfriends.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about this question. It sounds boring, but there are 28 of these fucking books. There's nearly as many boyfriends, girlfriends books as we have read Animorphs up to this point in the series. That's a podcast's worth of books. They were reprinted in 2015 under the name The Islanders. So the name was changed
kind of like The
twice.
Island.
It's a lot like The Island. I mean, this is fascinating. And also the second book, one of the main characters, it seems, is named Jake. So, K.A., what is your deal with the name Jake? Why are you so obsessed with that name?
It's a lovely name.
All right. Bad answer, but fine. I guess that's it.
I just appreciate that you've basically admitted here the reason that morphing doesn't make sense is because you've never thought about it and don't care to.
It's only, half the title of the series. Well, let's make sure the Anna part works out, and the morph we will fix in post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump down 2 more here.
Also,
Yeah.
When this person wrote in and asked about Megamorphs 2, they abbreviated it MM2, which made me think of Mega Man 2, which is pretty cool.
How do you feel about Mega Man, K.A.?
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely
Specifically
sure.
Specifically 2. Mega Man 2.
I'm not terribly sure what that is.
It was the first one in this series that really introduced a lot of the recurring elements that became a staple from then on. Like, a lot of people consider it the best of the series. I mean, things got honed later on. There's 9 or 8 original ones. And then 9 came out later. And they get repetitive after a while. But 2 is really where, like, a lot of the basic ideas from 1 solidified. It's a really strong sequel. One of the best.
All right, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Okay. I mean, it came out in your time about 15 years ago.
Well, listen, John, we already know that she's not really a big gamer. But this could be your chance to learn about video games, K. Applegate. So going forward, maybe your references will be better.
Maybe when the Animorphs series ends, I'll have enough time.
We'll see.
You're not even writing them anymore.
I have other projects.
That's true.
I suppose that's true. If we jump down 2 questions here. Hi, K.A. This is my second time emailing you, and the first time you didn't respond. That was a long time ago, so please answer to this email. On the Animorphs website, I saw this question, or something like it. Will the Animorphs ever know that Elfangor is Tobias' father and that Axe is his uncle? Axe and uncle? Weird. You answered this question by saying that they just knew. That answer stinks, no offense. I think you should write a book about when they find out. Here are my 2 questions. Number 1, who in the world was that crazy woman whom which Rachel met in Mega number 1? Why don't you get back to her in another book? Number 2, I can't think of another one. Hey, I'm in the middle of writing a long book called Konak. I'm in the 5th grade. Why don't you read it when it comes out? I hope it's not much of a copycat from Animorphs. Bye. Thanks for answering my question. If you do, from Breakin.
Hi, Breakin. Maybe you're right, and I should have made a bigger thing out of Axe and Tobias learning of their relationship. Don't know why I didn't. It just didn't occur to me. That crazy woman in the woods was actually me, as I am before my morning coffee. Thanks.
Holy shit.
Damn, I'm glad we got some coffee in you this morning.
Yeah, K.A. immediately was like, don't even talk to me until I've had my coffee.
Yeah.
Basically didn't answer any of Breakin's questions there. Kind of just blew them off. But okay, before anything, I'm sure to K.A. this name is like perfectly normal.
Maybe this is where she gets her names.
Yeah, maybe it is. This name for listeners is spelled Brayken, which really sounds more. This is like a Gen Alpha name. This is the kind of shit Zoomers are naming their kids now. This is not a name I expected to see from 1998. I mean, this name is too much. The one of those letters needs to go, at least one. Also makes me want to say, we don't need the key, we'll break in.
What do you think about this name, Ms. Applegate?
Keep in mind that this could be a non-white person, so don't be racist.
Or do we want that kind of content? We want to break the scandal on this podcast.
We want to break in.
I think it's a beautiful name. Two, I don't think I necessarily should be the judge of other people's names.
Well, I think you should be, because
sure.
maybe your writing of names would be better if you put more thought into whether they were good or not.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, at least everyone agrees. I like Breakin's audacity here. That first, again, I don't even know. I'm going to assume he. I don't know. They. Okay, I don't know what they are. How can you tell anyway? You can't tell. They. See, this is what we're talking about. When you listen to Joe Rogan, K, you're going to get all this stuff. I like that they call you out right away saying your answer stinks. I love that. And I also love that they take this opportunity to pitch their book to you, which you did not, I don't know, kind of rude of you to just leave them hanging. You didn't say you would read Konak. I want to know what Konak's all about. I mean, that sounds kind of cool, Konak.
Yeah, Konak rules.
Why are you anti-Konak, K.A.?
Well,
come on.
Did it ever come out in your time?
Well, probably didn't because you didn't read it.
Yeah, I didn't check it, but yeah, that's right.
Well, I don't want someone. They said it was. They didn't want to copy Animorphs too much. I just don't want a competitor.
Oh my God, brutal.
Wow.
Cold.
How long do you think a long book by a fifth grader is? Like 10 pages?
Probably 60 pages.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, that sounds right to me.
It's more than I could do.
99, they might have been handwriting it. You know? Or maybe there's some word
typewriters
perfect.
Are a thing.
No, nobody had a typewriter.
Yeah. Just because
you're out of your element here. These are average folks. They're not la-di-da, 1% writers up in their ivory towers with their rooms full of typewriters. Okay?
We also did have computers.
Do you think when Braken asked about the crazy woman in Meg #1, were they talking about the Jason Statham, the first Meg movie? Meg #1?
I think you're right. Oh, I might have read that as Mega. It does say Meg.
Yeah, Meg #1.
Maybe they meant Meg from Family Guy. This
is also a question that isn't addressed. Wasn't the crazy woman? Are they talking about future Rachel?
No. In this is when Rachel was.
What am I thinking of?
In Megamorphs, when Rachel had amnesia and she was in that crazy lady who used to be infested by Yerk's shack, and she burned the shack down with Rachel still in it.
Right.
She had to turn into a bear.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that lady.
Yeah, and K.A. just sort of brushes that question off with a dumb joke.
I've noticed you do that a lot, K.A.
Yeah, do you not take the questions from your fans too seriously?
I love my fans. I just don't think everything needs to be answered. Remember, they're kids. They don't need to know everything. Not yet.
I get it. Kids are stupid. Especially ones named Braken.
Yeah, I do see why you might have seen that name and just been like, I don't need to answer anything this asshole has to say.
This isn't a real person.
I mean, they were also like, your answer stinks, so.
That's
I was
true.
just responding
they did.
in kind to their comments about
me.
I
get it. You matched their energy.
Exactly.
I noticed you didn't thank them.
Thanks.
There you go. Oh, well.
All right. Skip these next couple of short ones. And then I guess John is a couple purist, so we'll skip the next three.
Well, yes.
Dear K.A.A., I really enjoy your books. They are perfect for my busy schedule. I have two questions I've been asking for a while. One, how thorough of an outline do you write for each book? 2. Could the Animorphs morph Aqua shoes since they are very tight around the feet? I remember you wondering how the Animorphs could morph bacteria. Well, if they ever wanted to, they could always press their fingers in agar in a petri dish. Within a couple days, colonies would form that they could touch. Yuck. Thanks for your time, Emily.
Hi, Emily. You say you have a busy schedule, and yet you found the time to consider the truly important issue of morphing bacteria. Number 1. Basically, I dislike outlines. I think they limit you. However, my editor, the recently promoted, and she deserves it, Tanya, likes to have some idea what's going on so that she can tell the art department what to put on the cover. So I produced an outline of sorts, which may be half a page long or maybe 5 pages long. These outlines frequently include phrases like, and then I'll figure out what the heck I'm talking about, or some such thing, or hopefully it won't be incoherent gibberish. I let her know what morph should go on the cover and give her a basis for the cover or copy. Number 2, aqua shoes. What are aqua shoes? Thank you.
Wow. K.A. asking
a really
questions.
Enlightening answer, I think.
Oh, it is in many ways. But just first of all, K.A., aqua shoes are like water shoes. Like you wear them in the pool or on the beach. They're like tight shoes. You know how the Animorphs, you can't morph clothing unless it's real tight. So would an aqua shoe be tight enough, do you think? It's like a water resistant kind of a shoe. Just your best guess. Yes or no?
I don't know. I've never seen them in person.
Best guess. Just based on my description. Just what's your best guess?
Probably not then.
Okay, well there you have it. No.
They can't do it.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. They don't do it. I'm also still stuck on the bacteria thing, to be honest with you. Like, I know. Yeah, could an Animorph? Could they just kind of sit touching nothing and just morph into like a germ that's on their skin?
I think we've asked this question before, so I think we need an answer to it. It's become very important to us now.
Yeah, K.A. Could they morph a germ on their body?
They could not.
Don't think too hard.
They can't morph a germ on their body, but they can themselves become a germ.
So wait. So where do they get it from? Where do they morph it from?
Oh, I thought you meant transform into.
Right, like they would transform into, like they would acquire some germ that's on their body, and then they would transform into the germ.
Exactly so.
But you just said they can't acquire them from their body.
No. They can't turn a small piece of their body into a germ.
K.A., get some fucking time juice in you while we talk about the rest of this question. Yeah, I mean, as you said, illuminating. Dislikes outlines.
I think that right there says it all.
I think that's pretty evident in most of the books that it seems to be made up as you go along, and that there's little, if any, editing done after the fact. That sounds like it tracks. Also interesting that K.A. is the one who decides what morph is on the cover, because I don't know that that's always been apparent.
Yeah, I've been under the impression that the Scholastic people did the cover. But yeah, it sounds like you're saying that you at least say what morph goes on there.
Yeah, we thought maybe it was like a marketing decision. Mm-hmm. Which perhaps K.A. is taking into account also, but that means she must know, I've already done the cat.
Yeah. Why so many boring, like, bug or bird morphs?
Yeah, why are they so boring, K.A.?
To one person, what's boring may be quite interesting to another.
Oh, so like this podcast, for instance?
For instance, yes.
I wonder who those people are who don't find it boring.
Yeah, there are Patreon subscribers.
I guess so. I mean, what else on this page? We want to start wrapping up, or
I have a few more on this page.
Close out this month. A few more.
I figure we'll close out this month. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So if I skip down another 2 here. Dear K, I guess it's the last two we'll
Sure.
we'll do here. Dear K.A., I know you have a lot of letters, but can you please answer these questions? Jake's with Cassie and Rachel's with Tobias, but who's Marco with? Axe? Just kidding. 2, how did you think of using the greater than and less than signs for thought speaking? 3, who's Michael? Thanks, your number 1 fan, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Number 1, Marco is currently dating Christy from the Babysitters Club. Number 2, it was a very careful scientific process that involved looking at my keyboard and going, and I'm not going to say all of these out loud, but I found the less than symbol and thought, hey, that looks better than the hashtag, the hash mark, the question mark.
What the fuck did you just say, K.A.?
She's talking about the pound sign.
Pound sign, exactly. Time
okay,
juice.
I must have misheard you.
3, Michael is currently dating Nancy Drew. Thanks.
Okay, what the K.A., were you getting progressively more drunk as you answered these questions?
Look,
Are you now?
Look, as an adult, sometimes you need a little help to get through the day.
Yeah, I get it. I need a little help to get through one of these podcasts.
A little bit of an Irish coffee she had this morning.
Okay, well, K.A., how do you feel about the Irish?
Fine.
Applegate, is that an Irish name?
I have no idea what...
what ethnicity are you,
K.A.? K.A., yeah. What kind of name is Applegate?
You're white, right?
I
guess it's...
I can't speak more about it.
You can't speak more?
I don't... The only thing you need to know is that I was in Michigan. I was born in Michigan and have lived all over the U.S. since then.
That's all we need to know, I guess.
It's a Michiganer name.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. No, that makes sense. That does make sense. Okay. Marco is dating Christy from the Babysitters Club. Interesting. I've never read it. I guess now we have to add a Babysitters Club book to our Patreon list, too.
Did K.A. Applegate, did you go straight for Babysitters Club? I can't remember.
Well, I'm not...
Maybe she hasn't done it yet.
That?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's probably in her contract.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. We don't want to get her in trouble at all. But
I think you should have made Marco date Axe.
Okay.
Yeah, should have made Marco Jake Axe. But we've already established that, she's sort of anti same-sex relationships. And, which ironically, Kevin Spacey is pro, so I don't know. Your position on that might change as time goes on. My only real issue with this question is, who is Michael? Okay, clearly this person is referring to Michael Grant, right?
Yeah, so I used to
Your
go over
husband.
the dedication pages, right? But the books all say like for Michael.
And you just said, you didn't answer who is Michael. You just said Michael's dating Nancy Drew, which isn't even, it's like a complete non sequitur that doesn't even mean anything. You could have just said, that's my husband. Like, what's that? Were you embarrassed because people maybe didn't know at this time that you didn't write these books by yourself, and that made you feel insecure because you felt there was a lot of pressure on you as a woman in society to say that you did this all by yourself and that you weren't being propped up by a man?
Right on the mark as always, Jonathan.
Okay, cool.
What can you say? It feels like
Thanks.
maybe you don't respect... I was going to say any of these questions. It feels like maybe you don't respect Jonathan either.
I'm
Men in
sure I
general.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I get it. Well, it's hard to accept my brand of feminism from where you're coming from, because in a lot of ways, because I'm in the future, I am more
You're
enlightened than you
advanced,
are.
more advanced.
Mhm.
All right, I see how it is.
Yeah, we know more about gender now than you did back then. So
All right.
I'm sort of a better feminist than you, but it's not your fault. Like if I in the
John's
90s,
kind of an expert on this too, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
if there
like-
was one person you wanted to talk to learn more, it would be Jonathan.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right.
I mean, a lot of people here are interested in who Marco's dating. I gotta say.
Hey, I'm one of them.
I'm going to say
People
that the people asking these questions are a bit more horny than I expected.
Okay, K.A.
Whoa, okay. I know you love child romance, but
Keep it in making out, all right? Please. Yeesh. Next.
Let's do. We'll do a final question to wrap up January of '99, and then if people want to hear more from the greatest year, greatest author, greatest year, then we will continue it. But get this final question out.
J.K. Rowling is going to be on the show next.
Dear K.A., I love to read your books, and there was one question that keeps bugging me. Since Visser 3, the Yerk, that is in Alaran's head. Or since Visser 3, the Yerk, that is in Alaran's head. But what if Visser 3 morphs something small? Visser 3 is not part of Alaran. Won't he be squashed to death? Please answer, Black Leader.
I apologize. This internet browser is giving me some difficulties at the moment.
Oh, well, yeah, it's important if you can read the question because we want to make sure you don't make any mistakes or mishear it.
You said
so. Yeah. The last one on this page from Black Leader.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't seem to have this. Oh, there we are. Sorry about that. Hi, Leader.
The time juice.
Heck of a good question. You'll notice that Visser 3 never morphs anything small. Maybe that's just a psychological thing with him, overcompensating for some insecurity. Or maybe it's the problem that you bring up. Thanks.
Jesus Christ, these answers suck ass. No offense, K.A. Are you implying that Visser 3 has a small penis?
This is an important question. We've discussed the possibilities of Visser 3's penis before, and I think knowing this, from the author herself would be very... So make sure you get this one right.
Take your time.
I like to leave such details to my readers' imaginations.
I bet you do, you sick fuck. Also, I don't understand Black Leader's question, which and K.A. in current day this would have been from African American leader, but
I see.
For when you are, that's fine.
I figure this is a Star Wars call sign. It's like Gold Leader and Red Leader.
Sure. They say Visser 3, parentheses, the Yerk, that is. There's not another Visser 3. Does he mean not the Andalite body?
Yeah, he means, not the Andalite body.
Okay. I guess I get it. Whatever. Stupid.
It feels like you could just hand wave this the way you hand wave a million other morphing doesn't make sense questions, except that here it almost seems suggested that might actually be the reason.
Or at least Visser 3 fears it's the reason. Yeah, I mean, just he goes to Z space too because he's in the body. It's just like morphing doesn't. Well, I mean, it's the same question about all the germs and shit that are on a person. What happens to them? Do they go to Z space? We don't fucking know. Yes, the answer is yes. They do. They just do. Right? I don't know. They must. Who cares?
That's what I would say. I don't know what you would say, K.A. Applegate.
Z-space
I mean, I guess no? I do. You said it here. I just don't know that.
Yeah. We don't know what you'd say if you actually answered the question and didn't just avoid it.
Yeah. If you were taking this at all seriously.
Well, why should we expect you to take it seriously now if you didn't 20 years ago?
Which is now.
25 years ago. Right. Which for you is now. Did she fall asleep? Is she dead?
I'm here.
I think we might have offended. Oh, okay.
We might have to recharge her though. So it's probably a good place to end it.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Starting off with some strong questions here. And there's more great questions to come. But you won't get access to those unless you subscribe to our Patreon.
Wow. Yeah, if you want more of K.A., Q&A with K.A., you're going to get another dose of it this week on the Patreon at patreon.com/theyerkyboys. We do a bonus episode every single week, in fact, but this week happens to be in synchronicity with this main feed episode. Isn't that neat?
That's really neat.
Yeah, so you'll want to check that out. And we'd also love to hear, we did a lot of Qs and we got a lot of As, But maybe the listeners have cues for us about a future episode or about a past book. Maybe you got a cue for K.A. It's too late, but maybe next season, if we get her back, we can ask her a cue that you have. You can email us, theyerkyboys@gmail.com. I didn't give that one to you. I said both things.
Yeah, no, I think that's everything we need to plug.
Well,
Talk to us,
K.A.,
pay us money.
now is your chance to plug. Now is when the guest can say, where can people find you in 1999?
Yes, you can probably get your Animorphs books at most Scholastic book fairs or any bookstore you find. Please read it if you haven't. If you are listening to this podcast and haven't read them, I'm not sure why you're listening, but all the same, please buy them.
Yeah, and you're not aware of this, but I'll help you out a little bit. You should also go check out Dogtown. That's a little teaser for what might be in your future, K.A. Applegate.
Dogtown? I thought it was Doggo and Pupper.
No, there's a new. It's the whole. You've been posting about it on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, it's actually X now. K.A., why are you still on X? I guess you don't even know what that means. Don't worry about it. Just forget it.
I know it sounds like he's asking about drugs, but it's something totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably still doing that too, but whatever.
Yeah, I guess that is all. Where could they? I don't think you plugged where they can find you, Jonathan, because sometimes they can find us other places. Me, I'm harder to find.
Yeah, you can listen to my other podcast. It's called Geeks on Trial, where we judge geeky disputes. It's me and someone else, another white male, but he's not straight. So
yeah,
there's something for you guys. Find that on your podcast platform of choice, or go to my website, jonathanestes.com. I'll send that to you later, K.A.
All right.
Thanks everyone for listening. Tune in next week when we will be discussing fan fiction. Did we decide on a topic for this? What kind of fan fiction?
You will find out next week. But we will be like our last episodes last season. We will be doing more of us choosing fan fictions and reading them, portions of them to each other. The theme is TBD.
All right, well, tune in next week for fan fiction theme TBD on the Yerky Boys.